I always tell everyone it wasn't about the body, it was about the mind at first. And then it turned into, when I saw the progression of the body, that's really what kept me motivated to continue. And I saw huge progression, more like, you know, me sitting there telling you I prayed every day to get through my work days.
Yeah.
Like that shit's like, that's what makes a person. I never was the most genetically gifted guy on that Olympia stage, but I trained my ass off, and I knew how to diet, and I was always on track with everything. I mean, everything was structured. I lived in a fucking box in order to be the best, meaning I had no outside. People would call me with their problems, I'd hang up on them. Like the phones were off, don't bother me with negative shit, and I just went at it. And I think now, the bodies, yes, there's some drug-induced bodies. I think it's got out of control. I mean, you talk about all these peptides and all the bullshit now. But I think the dedication and the commitment to what I do, I mean, that's really what makes the athlete. You know, I like I said, I wasn't genetically gifted in certain areas, but I made up for it with the hard work. And that comes from the background, obviously the upbringing, but I was also stubborn as hell, right? I was told I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. I was told I wouldn't be a good pro. I was told I'd never turn pro, never win the Olympia, never win it more than once. After I lost it, they said that I'd come back and win it again. So I think a lot of that's a little ego too. I mean, you have to have a little ego to be able to do what I do and be great at it. But I think everyone in their own right is destined for greatness. It just depends on what.
So what I would do is, you know, I remember I was shooting DVDs, which was early social media. I would show myself training at 2 in the morning because I knew no one else was doing it. So for me, it was kind of like, wow, Jay Cutler is training in the middle of the night. And I would talk about how I train 4 times a day between cardio sessions. I do 2 weight sessions. So I would be in the gym at 2. The cleaners were the only ones in there at the time.
I remember that.
But people, I mean, it was like, wow, you know, it just showed the intensity and, you know, my commitment to what I did. To be able to wake, and I would honestly wake up. I would wake up out of a dead sleep, so I'd go to bed probably like 9 or 10.
It wasn't a planned pose, and now, of course, we kind of have this quad stomp, and it sits as probably one of the greatest, you know, bodybuilding pictures ever now.